asked me to do this, and I didn't want to do it because they put you in a bikini with fringe sewn on it, just like they do on ABC. You're practically naked in front of everybody you've ever known. And I had been eating white flour, and I was in a bad place, and I didn't want to do it, but I thought, isn't that selfish of me? That's sick little children. And they raised so much money for them. So I said I would do it. And they put me with this precious partner, Daniel, a big old boy. And we were going to do the cha-cha to Earth, Wind, and Fire, September. And we practiced for 6 weeks, and we begged for money during the day and danced at night. And it was so stressful. So one night, we were practicing, he kind of slung me hard, and I thought, oh my gosh, something doesn't feel right. So I went to bed, and I got up the next morning, and this big thing was sticking out about right here, and I thought, oh my gosh, is that backed up poop? And because I have trouble with that. And I called my girlfriend, Emily, and I said, I think I've got backed up poop. And she said, I don't think poop goes up that far. And so she looked on her WebMD on her iPad and found a picture of a man that looked like an alien coming out of him. And she said, is that it? And I said, yes. And she said, you got a hernia. So like 4 days before the event, I had a hernia that had to be operated on. So I went in for that operation, and my 2 teenage girls that are usually so hateful, okay, they stepped in and learned to dance in 4 days. So the night of the event, I came out in a wheelchair to Proud Mary Keep On Turning. And they did that video, that dance. If you remember when Tina Turner would do that, and it looked like a car wash. Do y'all remember that? And what I learned in that whole thing, what I'm trying to teach, what I learned in that whole thing was that if something bad, really bad happened to me, God forbid, like a bad sickness, my husband and my children would let me die. After I had that hernia surgery, I laid up in the bed for 3 days and nobody checked on me. When we went to that little Christian school, there was a lot of Air Force fighter pilots there that teach that train people, and they've got on those jumpsuits with those weighted things in the back, and they had those hats on, and everybody had their hair shaved and all that, and so that school had a big thing where it was like Daddy Day, where your dad comes and talks about what they do for a living. And so they had these fighter pilots like, Maverick, coming with this big thing on their head with that thing, and these children were fascinated, and my boy was fascinated, and for a long time wanted to go in the military and was just fascinated by it. My poor husband had to go and talk about installation in the side of mobile homes. But he took a video, and it showed men blowing installation in the side of these houses. And the kids kind of liked that. And then I brought extra candy and threw it at little kids. The people they got to open for me, darling, but they're all young boys that love the weed. And they've explained to me the strains, that there's different strains, and I didn't know that. And so I get out with my children in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we walk around to go eat, and I smell something. I go, who's boiling that cabbage? And they say, nobody's boiling cabbage, Mom, that's weed. So it didn't smell like that in the 80s. Look at y'all in these half-zip golf pullovers. Hello. That says health insurance to me. All right, y'all make me think of my husband. Let me tell you about him. Because he's got a 401k. And, yeah. Okay, we met at the University of Tennessee. When I hear a man say, go Vols, I think, oh my Lord, did I make out with him in the 80s? Thank y'all. all for coming out and supporting me during the COVID. Is this the craziest thing? Is this the craziest thing we've ever been through? I know, I feel disoriented. Okay, I've got to say, because last night was my first time on stage since March the 7th, and I'm not kidding, I almost fainted back there. I was so torn up, and I didn't know my act. I couldn't remember it. I still don't know it tonight. I still don't know. I don't know, and y'all may have to help me. And I've got pads of paper, and I may have to. This says, eat a boiled egg. I have no idea what that means. It's just me and my husband at home. We're empty nesters, and I bought a Target gown, and it's not that cute. It's really not that cute. And if I put that Target gown on, he's like, and I'm like, it's not cute. I don't know why he thinks in his mind that Target gown. And so I don't wear that Target gown very often. We drove to Oxnard. I worked the first weekend in Oxnard, and they are darling people. I thought, who are these people? Who is out here living? Because there's big old houses with boats pulled up to them. You know, I've never seen anything like that. I thought, who are these hoop-de-doo people? And I asked them, I go, what do people do here for a living? And they said, we farm. Well, I'm from farming people. I'm from farming people. And we grow alfalfa and corn and soy. And so I asked them, I go, what do y'all farm? And they said, strawberries and dope. So at the end of the routine, after the 2.5 minutes, the finale, everybody hunkers down on the stage, puts their forehead on the stage, and my baby is the finale. She pops up and has a little child's foot in her hand and holds that child's foot. I would put it all the way up, but my dress is tight in the back. But anyway, she holds this little child up over her head. Are y'all listening to me? I mean, it was a big deal. Could you hold her up over your head or vice versa? I mean, you know, it's a big deal. All right, did y'all have a good Easter? Yay! All right, let me tell y'all, I had everybody at my house, and I was exhausted. And I thought, I don't know if I want to be, I'm the person now because everybody else has gotten too old. And so they said, it's on you now. And so, I like to cook and all that, but it's a lot getting ready and all that ice in the glasses and all that. And my little mother-in-law, Gail, who is darling, who loves to cook, we were talking about our menu. And I said, this was a couple of weeks ago, and I said, let's do a tenderloin. And then we talked about deviled eggs, you know, all that. And Tess, my baby, said, we need to get a ham, maybe a spiraled ham. And Gail went. She goes, this is just my opinion. And we thought, what is she about to talk about? P. Diddy? We were like, she goes, it's just my opinion, but I think a ham that has not been spiraled tastes better. She goes, that's just my opinion. She goes, that's just my opinion. We were like, it's okay, Gail, you can tell us that. Or in public, she holds it in so that she can come home and like spew it out onto me. That's okay. That's God's way. But this is what I think happens. When she was a junior, her summer between her junior and senior year, I think that God allows this to happen. And you little girls, that your babies aren't this old, just listen to me. All right, one day they'll just turn on you. And you'll think, who in the world is this? Who's coming down the steps in the morning? We don't know who this is. I think that God allows that because He knows that you're about to let your baby go off to college or whatever they're going to do, and He knows that you're grieving. So He makes them just as mean as He can so that you can let them go. And I believe that. That summer, the very breath that I breathed out of my nostrils made her so angry. We were not allowed to eat cereal in our own home because she couldn't stand to hear us chew. I don't mean to talk about her because she had a lot on her. She had to empty the dishwasher. Stuff like that. That's so hard. Okay, let me tell you about an example when she was probably your baby's age, y'all's little children, because y'all are so cute. Look, their thyroid's still functioning. Y'all still got hair. Good for y'all. Y'all got on.